I think at the end of the day, we are now seeing Biden against the world.
Let's also talk a little bit about Barack Obama for a second. I want to throw to Fox News because it seems to me what really is happening here is that Barack Obama, who has run this administration, this has basically been his third term, which is exactly what he said he would want. Everyone has seen that video. He's the one that's driving this to get rid of Biden because he wants a fourth term.
A serious reporter. He has good sourcing. I want to read from him directly. Former President Barack Obama has told allies in recent days that President Biden's path to victory has greatly diminished, and he thinks the president needs to seriously consider the viability of his candidacy. And here's the sourcing. Multiple people briefed on his thinking. This does not show up by accident, Emily. He has greenlighted, in my opinion, as someone who's worked in press, his aides to share this with the Washington Post.
Which is a crucial sea change, Kayleigh. And actually before, Marie, when you were talking about it, in my head I was like, no, he doesn't need to come out and say it because he did it non-verbally. When he guided the president off the stage, he showed the world the president's frailty. He showed the world that Barack Obama was still the elder of the party. Although, Marie, that made me feel like I'm an ancient. But at the end of the day, we are now seeing the materialization of the apparitions. Right? Because prior to this, for example, as former Speaker Kevin McCarthy said, well, Pelosi controls everyone, right? So Schiff coming out and saying that meant Pelosi told him to do so. Well, then we have reporting that Pelosi herself is speaking face to face with Biden and saying it's time to give this a rest. So what we are seeing is those unseen hands that we knew guiding those forces, writing the letter for George Clooney, telling him to come out. All of those forces are all of a sudden now saying, I'm putting my name directly out there. That represents a fundamental current change. And I think at the end of the day, we are now seeing Biden against the world.
I think Emily Campanera, that's the girl who was speaking there in the green dress, she's making a great point. It's like we all kind of knew this, and the fact that they're being so forward with it really just shows you that Biden just has never been in charge of this thing, even from the beginning.
Yeah, now they're not even trying to hide it. I mean, Barack Obama is the only president to not leave D.C. when his term was over. So that already told us almost everything we needed to know, but you had to guess. You had to know people who were in D.C. who would give you the whispers that it is Obama and no one could ever really be sure. And now we're sure. Now we know. And I think they make a great point also, which is nothing is by accident. So anytime you see something like a close source that gets mentioned in this, we're seeing the battle of the close sources whispering to all the it's all conflicting. And if you were on Twitter last night, I don't presume that everyone lives on Twitter the way I do, and I definitely need probably help for this. And we need support groups for people addicted to Twitter. But you looked at it, it was all so conflicting that people started to write totally fake headlines because it all just made sense. It's like, yeah, he is dropping out. He's not dropping out. It's from Obama. It's not. It's just so crazy at this point. But yeah, it's very clear that we know that the left takes marching orders. They have always been, up until this moment, completely in lockstep with each other. And we've all seen those great compilations that show you every news station saying the exact same sentence, like down to every word being the same. So we know that they get their marching orders from somewhere. Somehow we have yet to crack it. It's like we need the Enigma machine from World War II to figure out where is it coming from and what was the order. And I don't know how we haven't figured that out yet. Apparently we're really bad at infiltrating leftist media, because I would love to know where that is actually coming from. But now the messages are getting totally mixed. So, and part of this actually, it feels a lot like it's House of Cards, and it's Obama really trying to pull the puppet strings, and he's losing control. But he's actually, as much as I don't like the man, he's very sharp and he's very strategic, and Biden is not.